Miss Barnett says, after 8 years, she's finally realized that Mr. Smith is too irresponsible to be successful, too petty to be respectful, and too shady to be faithful. Today on Divorce Court. All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding.
Hello, everyone. You may be seated.
Your Honor, the case of Barnett v. Smith.
Thank you so very much, Ms. Barnett and Mr. Smith. Thank you for trusting Divorce Court with your relationship. Welcome to Divorce Court, everyone. Today we are hearing a case of Barnett v. Smith, and Ms. Barnett and Mr. Smith are facing a crossroads in their relationship, whether or not this relationship is actually going to turn into a marriage. I'm going to come straight to you, Ms. Barnett. I understand you've been together for 8 years. You have a child together, a 6-year-old, but you're wondering if this is leading to long-term. Why are we in divorce court today?
We're in divorce court because I want him to take accountability and grow up so we can own something. I want to own a house by the end of July, and it's either with him or without him.
And you have brought a witness to court today, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, ma'am. My mother.
Excellent. And we will get to you a little later on in the case. Mr. Smith, you heard what Ms. Barnett says. What do you say?
I'm here today because I love Quanisha Barnett. I want to make things work, but some things got to change. All odds against me, my back's against the wall, house full of female, and it gets rough.
So you think there's something in this relationship to salvage, but you think both people have to meet in the middle somewhere, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let's get down to brass tacks. Ms. Barnett, tell me how you all met and what led us to get to divorce court today.
We met on Facebook. He was very persistent. I was 29, he was 21. He would not give up. He was just like, it doesn't matter. I act older than my age. Just give me a chance. And I did. And here we are about to be 8 years in, June 14th of this year.
So, Mr. Smith, you shot your shot at an older woman and y'all started dating, correct?
Yes, ma'am. I scored.
Okay. So now, how did the dynamics work?
So I was living on my own. My mom and grandmother were living with me in my apartment. He lived with his parents in Monroe in a nice big house.
With his parents?
Yes.
Okay.
He's also the baby.
Okay.
And he's spoiled. With that being said, I got sick and things got rough and I ended up losing everything that I had. So he had been with me for like 8 months.
How long after you met did Mr. Smith move into your apartment?
4 months after we met. 4 months
Okay, and
after.
what were the arrangements, Mr. Smith, when you all moved in terms of what was going to be the financial dynamic?
The financial agreements never got talked about at the beginning.
That was dumb.
I was here. I was here, and then I was back home. But then when I finally got fully moved in and left clothes and moved my shoes and everything in, then we started talking about the bills and everything then.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I was also out of work due to I got injured on my job. So I was on worker comp. I was only getting so much a week, and I had to save up due to she wanted money all the time.
I assumed with him
That
being...
was dumb.
Yeah.
I have heard
With
two
him
dumb
being-
things already. Keep
Yeah, with
going.
him being the man, I just assumed that he would step up
Whoa,
to the
you
plate.
really?
Okay, well, tenderoni.
Okay, come on now.
Tenderoni. With him being the tenderoni, but I was a mother of two working 2 full-time jobs.
I have no doubt that you are the woman when it comes to taking care of yourself. But I'm talking about sitting down with the person that you have now brought into your life. Y'all didn't make a plan on how that was gonna work in the house?
No,
No, we did it.
no,
We just kind of just
no.
Let
jumped
it go.
in the thing, let the ball roll.
Let the
Yeah.
ball roll. But and it rolled right out when you got evicted. Am I correct?
Yeah, I mean, I lost everything. We moved in with his family, and things just got so hard. It's just like it went even more downhill because so much was expected of me. And then I was pregnant, didn't know I was pregnant with our child. I mean, it was so bad to the point that I couldn't even buy my girls a popsicle. Like,
Wow.
and I just felt like...
Yeah, at the time, I was actually working and taking care of everything when they moved in. So that when she first moved in, she was actually went back to the police academy, so it was just me and the girls. I was looking after the girls alone and taking care of them while also trying to get them to school and make it to work.
But
So-
it seems to me by Ms. Barnett's reaction that this was a really tough time financially. Am I correct, Ms. Barnett?
It was. And I mean, I got took out of work because I got sick. So I just kind of expected him to step up to the plate because it was $1,000 so we wouldn't get evicted. But it was just more of, hey, we can just go live with my mom. So I just kind of expected more.
So Ms. Barnett is saying she thought that you'd step up, you know, work-wise and help out since she had been carrying the load previously.
The job that I was working, I was doing everything that I could, you know, taking care of the bills that we did have rolling in while we were there.
Where do you live presently, Ms. Barnett?
We have a new apartment now.
Okay.
We've been there for 3 years.
Okay, so this was earlier in the relationship.
Yes, this is the very beginning.
I understand there have been some issues surrounding other women.
Yes, in the beginning, just the age difference. Like, he was a hot guy. I mean, he was handsome.
I'm still hot. Come on now.
Yeah, it's one thing to be a hot tenderoni, but you better bring something to the table other than an appetite. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Okay?
And in the beginning, you know, plenty of women, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, how many women. And I never physically caught him cheating, but the women made sure that I knew he was cheating. For instance, one time, one girl, she was just so mad, and I had no reason why, and she just was so adamant that this Monterian was her man. And I was like, okay.
And how did that manifest itself?
She starts threatening me and saying stuff. I was headed to church, and I said, you know what, Lord? I'm gonna pray about this when I get done. She forgot she gave me her address, so I go to her house.
Uh-oh.
I was talking to her friend. Her friend was like, no, Monterian's not there. I was like, okay, well, when I hit the corner, Monterian's car was there. The friend calls back and say, hey, he just came with his friends. They just left the club. They went by, they stopped by there. So I'm like, okay. I go in, we get to fight.
Who's
now,
fighting?
Me and the girl. But when I got there, it wasn't about him.
So that prayer didn't really work at church.
I prayed afterwards.
I don't think she prayed at all, Your Honor.
I repent afterwards, but I did. I jumped on him first. He was just like, why are you fighting me? What did I do? And then when he wasn't fighting back, it defeated the purpose. So I just went upstairs and
she couldn't
what
hit me. I was bobbing and
came to do. I jumped on her, and by the time I got downstairs, he was gone.
I would have been gone also
So he
because
left.
two women fighting, that's
there,
just not
yeah.
attractive.
Yes, Your Honor, I got out of there because at the time, it's like me and my cousin, when we got back to the house, we were playing the game. And, you know, late night, I stayed there on the couch. And that morning...
So you stayed at another woman's house on the couch?
Yes, Your Honor, I stayed on the couch because we had been out drinking long night.
Were you all in a relationship at that time, or you were just dating?
We were just dating, Your Honor.
Okay.
It was my cousin's house. We were just there playing a game, gambling around and stuff.
That all sounds very silly to me, to be honest with you. I see that your mom has joined us. Ms. Blackman, tell me, what's your opinion of this relationship and what have you witnessed? Is he a good stepfather? And a hush fell over Jerusalem. So you also say that that's not the only time that he's had some childish behavior. Tell me about this DUI situation.
One night he was headed to work, and I woke up. He comes in the house like clockwork. He never showed up. He was incarcerated.
He got arrested?
Yes.
Why did he get arrested?
So he sells drinks also. He makes mixed drinks and sell them.
Okay.
Car in front of him, he's driving, got the mixed drinks in the car. Car slammed on brakes. He almost rammed to the back and swerved. Police sees him. When he gets pulled over, they smell alcohol.
Okay.
What happened after that, I don't know, but I had to get my car out of impound, and
So it wasn't his car?
It's my car.
Okay, so I turn to you, Mr. Smith. You got arrested for a DUI?
Yes, ma'am, I did. I was actually leaving work. Some of the guys in the parking lot, they buy drinks from me every time we leaving work.
Okay.
So I had the cooler on the back seat, and one of the guys, his car wouldn't crank, so he asked for a ride home.
Were y'all drinking?
No, ma'am. Weren't drinking.
Okay, and the police pulled you over?
Police pulled me over. After I swerved, the liquor spilled in the car, and I swerved over. He got my license checked and came back. Everything's good. He said, but I smell liquor. He asked me to do a sobriety test. I declined.
You declined?
Yes.
Okay, you're looking at a former prosecutor right now, okay? You declined. Now, so you have an actual alibi story to why you weren't under the influence. Why didn't you just have the officer do the field sobriety where you walk the line, touch your finger to your nose, take a breathalyzer, those things?
Your Honor, basically, if I do that, I'm saying I'm guilty.
No. You're actually following the police instructions or offer. You have an alibi, allegedly. I mean, are you telling me you had not been drinking?
No, Your Honor, I have not.
Okay, so you actually would have passed the breathalyzer. You would have passed the field sobriety. You would have told the police officer what occurred.
Yes.
You have a witness sitting there. Why did you decide not to take the test?
I went in the mood. I didn't want to take it.
Okay. So that's why you got arrested. Just so I want to be clear, so that when you tell this story in the future, make sure you tell the whole story. You got arrested because you chose not to do all the things that would have avoided an arrest.
And my car
Okay, I just want to be very clear about that.
And my car impounded.
And your car got impounded.
Yep.
Okay? So that means you're without a car.
I was without a car. I paid to get it out.
Mr. Smith, you do understand that is kind of irresponsible.
Yeah, I definitely won't let it happen again.
I
know
bet
that
you
much.
won't. You know, I see that your mom has joined us, and Ms. Blackman, will you please join your daughter at the plaintiff's table? I know that you wanted to give testimony today. Will you state your name for the court?
Lisa Blackman.
Okay, and Ms. Blackman, tell me, what's your opinion of this relationship, and what have you witnessed?
It could be better.
Yes?
Yeah.
When you say it could be better, what does that mean?
He got some selfish ways need to be changed.
You live in the house.
Yes.
Mr. Smith is actually playing the role of the father in the house. Do you see him in that capacity? Because I'm trying to find out who this man is.
Yeah, but he could do more.
What does that mean?
He be more responsible, in other words.
Is he a good stepfather? And a hush fell over Jerusalem.
Yeah,
you,
but
Mom.
like I said, some ways it got to be changed.
Have a seat, ma'am. Thank you very much.
I proposed to her with 3 different rings on her. I provided pictures of those rings.
Let me see what you're talking about.
That's like pity right there, right?
You
it's like
only
saying,
proposed-
oh, well, another ring.
Why do you want to buy a house with somebody you're not married to?
Does she want me or does she want the house?
Ms. Barnett,
Yes.
what role does Mr. Smith play in your family? Because you have 2 children by a previous relationship and y'all have a little girl together.
Yes, ma'am. In my eyes, he does a great job. I just need him to step up more.
But I understand there have been some so-called final straws for you that brought you to divorce court.
Yes, because I'm tired. I am tired, and I want more. I've given 8 years.
Tired, too.
I can't get time back.
What was on your vision board this time?
God at the center, my family, my house that I am going to have with or without Mr. Smith in 2024, my career, and me taking trips this year.
And when you say that vision board contained all of your future plans, what, if anything, did you all do to move towards those future plans?
When I started working on my credit, I wanted him to also work on his credit.
Did you agree to that, Mr. Smith?
Yes, Sean, I did agree to it.
Okay. So how were you all working on your credit?
We started pulling our credit reports, getting stuff off our credit. The thing is, everything has always been in my name.
Okay.
So I told him just download Self. He says, okay, I'll do it. He downloaded it. He did.
But then what are you supposed to be doing on this app? I'm not familiar with it.
Nothing, because he did nothing.
Okay, and what was he supposed to be doing?
He's supposed to. So Self is an app where you take and you make a 6-month, 12-month, however month long you want, and you pay yourself.
Okay.
That's all you do, and it boosts your credit.
In other words, it's like an online savings.
Basically, and you get it back at the end of the term. All that money you invested, you get back.
So did you do the same
I
thing?
did the same. For some reason, at that time, my job was for working for the state. They told me that I had the down payment, I had the credit score. I was told that I didn't make enough on my main job.
Okay, so you needed some help.
So I needed help. And that's where I depend on him to come in where I'm
Mr.
lacking.
Smith, were you on board with this plan? Because it sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, Sean, I was on board with the plan. I downloaded the app and signed up for it, and I was actually going along with it how I was supposed to go along with it. But on the other hand, she's always in my ear about money, wanting me to do this, that, and the third. And
But
then
did
all
you
the
put any
bills
money
always
into
coming
it?
up.
Did you pay yourself?
Yes, I did. I did put money into it. At the beginning, when I first started, I put money into it. But after she was always at me, then I had just forgot about it and actually just pushed it to the side.
But you can't forget about that because this is something we're working towards 8 months in.
But were you all, I'm sorry, if y'all agreed to do this and you thought it was a good plan, you just decided to stop? Did you share with her that you were gonna stop?
No, I did not share with her that I was going to stop because at the time, everything was about money. Money, money, money. Every time I turn, it's about money. And then plus the other bills. And then she wants this house, but we're not even married.
We don't have to be married. You ain't think about that.
I proposed to her with 3 different rings on her. I provided pictures of those rings also.
You have the pictures of your engagement rings. Let me see what you're talking about. Okay.
And then look at the picture. What's that? That's like pity right there, right?
You
it's
only
like saying,
proposed-
oh, well, another ring, huh?
But you only proposed because we was at odds. You didn't propose with sincere. You weren't sincere about it.
I'm sorry, here's my question. Why do you want to buy a house with somebody you're not married to?
If it were before 1991, we would become law.
Does she want me or does she want the house?
Us and the house.
Why can't you buy your own house with your own money?
That's a good question.
Right.
With or without him, Your Honor. I'm gonna have a house in July.
Okay, so here's the deal. This is the man that you chose. You picked somebody that was not at your level. You picked somebody that does not have the same vision that you put on your vision board. If that is important to you, then this is not the man for you. And I am not saying that you are not a man. You may be right for somebody else, but where you are in your life is not where she is in her life. Not only are y'all not on the same page, y'all not even in the same book, okay? So I'm questioning why you are here in divorce court when you really have all the answers to all your questions. You're not getting what you put on your vision board.
I just did the vision board, though, before the year came in.
Okay? Ma'am, this is who Mr. Smith is. Does
Right.
that satisfy you? That's my question.
I'm not fully satisfied.
Mr. Smith, what are you prepared to do to keep this woman?
I'm willing to do what it takes, Your Honor, for us to get this house. But some things definitely have to change. We have to come up with some agreements, and she has to put more time in with us, be more affectionate. So I'm willing to do what it takes as long as she's willing to do what it takes.
I think that sounds like a whole lot of words. You are not getting what you want, and you have not stepped up to the plate. That's really the bottom line, and everybody needs to live in the truth, okay? Miss Barnett, you're settling. If that works for you, then go with God. My friend Vivica says, if you like it, I love it. That's on you, all right? But Mr. Smith has had 8 years
8 June.
to get
14th.
it together. He's not 21 anymore. Is this what you want? That's on you. Is this what you want?
I don't know. I want more. I want more.
Guess what? You're a grown woman. Mrs. Smith, it may be time for you to get your pictures and your plants and go play your games back at your parents' house. That's my verdict.